January 19th, a very sad day in American history. January 19th, the day that will never be forgotten in America. Today, 170 million TikTok users' accounts have been temporarily disabled. In today's video, we are going to talk about why America has banned 170 million accounts. We have crying TikTokers that are so depressed that they probably don't even know what to do as of today. And we are also going to talk about who or what country I think should ban TikTok accounts next, and whether if TikTok is going to be brought back or not. But first of all, let me know in the comment section, what do you think? Do you think TikTok is done for good? Or do you think that America is going to bring TikTok back? Without further ado, let's get right into the video, because there are so many TikTokers that are pouring their hearts out one more last time.
I just signed into law the national security package that was passed by the House of Representatives this weekend and by the Senate yesterday. It's going to make America safer, it's going to make the world safer, and it continues America's leadership in the world, and everyone knows it.
I do not want to get too political on this channel, but there are a few things that I'm going to have to say concerning what President Biden just said. By the way, isn't today his last day? Anyway, when we are talking about a country's safety or the public safety, talking about America, there are so many different things that come to my mind instead of talking about an app. Now, I already know why he would talk about American safety concerning the banning of this app, because the Chinese government is using your data to do God knows what with it. But here's my issue. What about crime rates in America? What about gun violence in America? What about the education system in America? What about the criminal justice system in America? What about y'all funding the wars? What about veterans not even having anybody that they can turn to in America? These are people who served your country, and they're traumatized. Most of them live on the streets. That is heartbreaking. Take a look to Kensington in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. What about them? There are so many things that America needs to work on. Don't make an excuse for this TikTok app. You cannot use a TikTok app and say that, oh, you know what? Your safety. We're concerned about your safety. What about the average American's diet? What about the amount of hours they have to put in just to pay bills without having vacation days? I mean, I do understand that TikTok is a brilliant tool to keep the masses brainwashed. I mean, let's just break it down. We have 170 million TikTok accounts that have been banned. How many of them are actually useful? The majority of them are absolutely useless. If you ask me, about 90% of them, you can just throw them all in the trash. You have people who promote unhealthy lifestyles. You have people who give horrible, horrible advice. You have people that are promoting delusional expectations. We don't even have to talk about as far as like the relationship issues. And of course, we have a whole bunch of dancing videos. And what does that do for a person? Some of them make us laugh. I get that. But what does that actually mean for your nervous system? See, this whole topic is so much more deeper. What does it mean for your nervous system? Your brain has to process so many different pictures. People can't even pay attention to anything that's longer than 59 seconds. I mean, just let that sink in. And we're talking about adults. We're not talking about no kids that just don't know how to stand still. And then you got people who are going to the doctors complaining about the fact that they cannot go to sleep. They get medication to actually go to sleep with instead of, putting the phone to the side. If you check your screen time, you'll actually be in shock. I bet my life that the average person has a screen time of probably 6 to 7 hours per day.
And to the US government, I'm never forgiving you for this. And I'm never going to trust you ever again, because you just, like that, took away millions of people's income and livelihood. And who does that? So I'm never trusting you ever again with anything.
So I'm starting to give up hope that there's going to be a Hail Mary moment at the end of this that's going to save this app.
I feel so dumb coming on the internet and crying about an app. But the fact is that this has been a sense of community for me for years now. And it got me through really, really hard times in my life. The pandemic, losing my job, all of that. Getting divorced, like all of this crap that's happened to me in the last 5 years since I've been on here. Hours and hours and hours of time I put into creating stuff for this platform. And I'm not the biggest creator on here. Like, I don't have 3 million followers or 10 million followers, but I do have a platform. It's the biggest platform I have. And I worked really really hard to make it. On top of that, it's been a source of income for me for going on 3 years now. First, it was just a little bit, but then it got to be more. I'm not like rich off of it, but it has significantly helped my income every month. Hi, Halloumi. And it's been consistent enough that like I've been able to rely on it. So like on top of being just sad that I'm losing my creative outlet and my platform, I'm like worried about like what I'm gonna do financially. And I know like
I'm not going to be this insensitive piece of horse shit on YouTube. I understand and I really feel bad for people who are going through it when they have especially lost a source of income. We all know how high cost of living is. But in this case, I'm gonna have to say, you're gonna have to go ahead and get a job. Now, I don't know what her content was all about. All I know is that a lot of people make easy money with this TikTok. Now, what is wrong with making easy money? Absolutely nothing. But if you have your TikTok account and all you do is just these stupid dances, these ASMR eating challenges, then I'm sorry. You're gonna have to expect something happening to your account. Just like in this case, it gets taken away from you. Somebody deletes your or hacks your account. And I was at that point one time. I didn't have any income with my Instagram account back then when I had about 60,000 followers, but some chick didn't like what I said about her and she went ahead. Obviously she had the right connections. I don't know what she was doing, but she got my Instagram account deleted. Was I upset? Yes. But then again, I looked for better opportunities that were actually more beneficial to me, and then I started YouTube. You know, so don't just dwell on what's going on right now would be my advice to you. If you actually have generated some income with TikTok, try to find other solutions. And also, if there's anything that you can save, as far as, let's say you're going on very expensive vacations, you're going to have to leave that alone now and find other sources of income. Get a freaking job.
Has anyone else just been crying on this app all night? Because it feels like we're losing like community. It feels like we're losing friends. We're losing like a platform where we learned so much about things we didn't know about, opportunities, places to eat, movies to watch, books to read. It's like, it's inspiring seeing people talk about how the fish are gonna move somewhere else afterwards and how the community is not going to go away, but it just feels like losing a family member, and it's a fucking app. I know I might be being dramatic, and I know I'm not somebody that got some crazy following on this app, but TikTok made a fucking difference for me. And this sucks.
I cannot stand when they play the music. I don't like it when they play it on podcasts. I don't like it when they're played on videos where they are crying. I don't like it when they're having a baby shower. Stop playing the freaking music in the background. It is absolutely annoying. And you know what? I was born in the 80s. Everything that he has described, I have done all of that without a phone in my face all freaking day. See, and these people don't understand the power of being alone because a lot of these people are so afraid of being alone. The power of silence is scary to them. And this is the type of society that we live in. People need guidance in everything they do. You need me to tell you that aspartame is unhealthy for you. You need me to tell you that eating too fatty is unhealthy for you. Or drinking alcohol is not good for you. Are you ever going to be able to function by yourself? Dependency is never a good thing, especially when we are talking about our daily basis activities. And these people are hooked. Their psychology, everything. They are literally like drug addicts. Take the phone away from them and see what happens. Now, they're probably going to turn to Instagram. They're probably going to turn to X. I don't know if Facebook is still popping like that. But crying over your account being disabled temporarily, that just tells me so much about society. It really, really does. In my opinion, the next country that needs to ban TikTok for good is my home country, Turkey. Why would I say Turkey? Because for one, it hurts me to see how many family units are being broken just because women feel as though they need to be introduced and get to know other men from TikTok. That's for one. For two, I'm disgusted with what I see what my sisters are doing there with their bodies. They're no different from these westernized women who basically are showing their bodies to get views, to get likes, validation, and attention. And then I ask myself, did our ancestors really had to fight war and die so you can show yourself on the internet like that? Do your children really have to suffer from you leaving your family over some other guy that you meet on TikTok? Did our grandparents have to sell sandals and chewing gum in these Turkish villages to make a living just for you to do that a couple years later? We're supposed to carry ourselves with grace. We're supposed to be modest. We're supposed to have self-respect and dignity, represent where we come from, and you have nothing else better to do? What modern Western women are doing? That's what I'm disgusted with. I'm sorry. That's why I'm saying if there's any country that's going to ban TikTok next, in my opinion, it should be Turkey. Turkey doesn't allow a lot of things. They actually have arrested some chick that was doing OnlyFans because Turkey, they don't tolerate none of that. Everybody, that is my take on this whole TikTok getting banned starting January 19th. I do feel bad for everyone in the manosphere here on YouTube that used TikTok actually to create content with. But I have a business offer to you guys. You know, I am based in Germany and I still have access to all of the videos that you don't have access to. So if you still want to have access to those videos, make sure you send me an email to brooksbooking@yahoo.com and maybe we can work out something. Other than that, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you share with your friends and family. Leave a comment or two if you like to. Other than that, everyone, stay safe in these streets. Have a wonderful start into the new week and also stay tuned for more content.